Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Newsroom. I'm your host Khalid. But today is the 19th of February 2025. These are the stories that we will be highlighting during the course of the show. We'll begin, ladies and gentlemen, with the Champions Trophy that has begun in Pakistan. Today is the first match that is being played between New Zealand and hosts Pakistan. New Zealand has given a target of 321 for the loss of 5 wickets to Pakistan, and Pakistan, as per the last reports, were already playing. The fact is that the target seems to be huge, but let's see whether Pakistan manages to achieve the target in the required overs as well. This and more will be part of our first segment. We'll be highlighting the importance of this ICC Champions Trophy cricket tournament as well. Our second story, ladies and gentlemen, concerns the US offer to sell the F-35 stealther jets to India and the impact of that as far as India is concerned, the region is concerned, but also the reaction that has come from the Indian opposition as well as the Indian media as well as a Pentagon report. Let's begin with today's show, and we will begin with the Champions Trophy that has begun in Karachi. The first match is being played as we speak between New Zealand and hosts Pakistan. We've been joined by two guests. Let me introduce them to you one by one. In the studios, we've been joined by Malik, Usman, and Ahmad. He's a sports expert. Thank you very much, Usman, to have joined us.
Thank you.
And online, we've been joined by Syed Haider, who is a cricket expert. Haider Saab, thank you to have joined us as well. We'll begin with you, Usman. Usman, they say that the ICC Champions Trophy is one of the most challenging cricket tournaments. Nevertheless, it was suspended for a couple of years, and the last time it was held, Pakistan were the winners. Also, it's a huge achievement for Pakistan because a big cricket tournament is being held in Pakistan after a gap of around 30 years, 29 years to be precise. How do you see the structure, the format of the Champions Trophy for this edition?
Very, very competitive. Every match is important. It's like a knockout anyway. If you lose one match, it becomes very difficult to qualify. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, on a funny part, they are the longest serving champions of this Champions Trophy, 7.5 years. And the tournament happening in Pakistan is a massive, massive achievement. It's a festival. You can see the extravaganza going on in Pakistan. Everybody's celebrating 3 huge cities, Rawalpindi, Lahore, Karachi, and Pakistan being the defending champion. I think it's a good omen for cricket in general that Pakistan, being one of the best teams in the world, are hosting a tournament which many are proud of.
All right, I think this pride is well deserved, because not only are the stadiums completely ready, but they were also revamped in a record number of time, and that was something that the Indian media was highlighting quite often, that we will not be able to do that. Why do countries criticize Pakistan when it comes to hosting a major cricket tournament? What are the basic reasons behind that?
See, we all know that 2009 was a very sad story what happened in Pakistan. But it's not like things have not happened in other parts of the world as well. Look at India. During the IPL outside the Bangalore stadium, there was a blast, and at that time Lalit Modi said that if someone wants to quit the IPL, they won't be getting another contract. So things do happen. The world is already very small as far as the cricketing world is concerned. They should be united, and they shouldn't take the benefit of someone's bad time so that they can take the benefit out of it. Pakistan was robbed of Champions Trophy hosting rights in 2008, and it was given to South Africa in 2009. Then in 2011, the ICC World Cup, the other 3 teams from Asia hosted. Pakistan was again not given any rights. After 29 years, it's coming back to Pakistan in ICC tournament, that to a Champions Trophy. I think the teams should have been welcoming this news. Apart from India, I think everybody has done that. Credit must be given to Mohsin Naqvi, the current PCB, the government of Pakistan, and the security forces and the people of Pakistan, how they have managed it, and I think it is going to be a huge success. India for once has embarrassed themselves by bringing out news which had no solidarity, there was nothing solid in it, and that is what has happened. India, for their embarrassment, is not coming to Pakistan, but that has not given any wrong image of Pakistan, that Pakistan is not a safe country. I think it's very safe, and other 6 teams have come. Pakistan is there as a 7th team, only India is missing, and that is their own choice. We can't do anything about it.
Agreed. Syed Haider joins us online. Syed Haider, thank you very much to have joined us. Syed Haider, I'd like to understand, 8 teams, 7 of which will be in Pakistan, and the 8th of course will be playing its matches in Dubai as we speak. which team will emerge the strongest? Which country are you vouching for as far as this edition of the ICC Champions Trophy is concerned? Will there be a wild card? Will there be a dark horse that will emerge, or is it very predictable?
Yeah, the Champions Trophy, it's a big competition. After the World Cup, it's a very strong competition. The 8 best teams of the cricket world, they are competing in this Champions Trophy. And, Pakistan is the host, and Pakistan is also a good team. But unfortunately, last series we have lost against New Zealand. In tri-series, we have lost to New Zealand. And then I think that New Zealand is emerging as a very strong opponent of the Pakistan in this Champions Trophy. And other teams like India, they are also one of the team. They are running to win the title, and Pakistan is defending the title because Pakistan is a former champion of the Champions Trophy. So at this moment, we can say that Pakistan is not in bad position, but the New Zealand, they have performed very well. In the last tri-series, they have shot their best effort. The batters, the bowlers, the fielders, they are doing very well. And Mitchell Starner, the captain, he is bowling very well. And today is very crucial match for both of the teams, Pakistan and New Zealand, because
as far as that is concerned, thank you very much, Syed Haider, to have joined us. There's a bit of a technical issue. We can't hear you properly, but we'll try to get back to you. Coming to you, Usman, which team is your favorite as far as this Champions Trophy is concerned? Then we'll come to today's match.
Obviously, being Pakistani, we all are backing Pakistan. I would love to see Pakistan performing really well. It's a great atmosphere in the country, and why not Pakistan perform well and do something unique and win this trophy once again. Only Australia has retained the trophy after winning the ICC Champions Trophy. Why not Pakistan become the second team?
Definitely. Today's match, 320 for the loss of 5 wickets, New Zealand. There was a time when a lot of us thought that they will, the team will go out for around 230, 240, not more than that. But the last overs changed the whole equation. How do you see the New Zealand innings today?
See, I think you have to see both the sides. New Zealand batted well, but I was not one of those who thought that the innings would fold out in 150, 250 to 60. That's because Pakistan's bowling lacks bite. That was the major reason why we did not perform well in 2023 World Cup as well, and we did not learn anything from that lesson, from that tournament. Look, you're depending on Khushdil Shah and Salman Ali Agha to finish off and squeeze those 10 overs out of those 50. I think that is not going to go in Pakistan's favor by any means. We all knew that spin is going to play a crucial part in this tournament, but Pakistan for some reason had only one spinner in this whole squad, and one special spinner, I mean to say, and that is Abrar Ahmad, and he too is bowling in the 44th over. A couple of days back, Khushdil Shah was bowling in the 49th over. So what Pakistan is planning with these 20 overs of spin, I don't understand, and that was the reason why I thought that Pakistan don't have that killing factor. If you talk about South Africa and Australian series, where we actually did really well, that was because of the faster bowlers, and the spinners did not have much role to play in that series. That was the reason we just destroyed Australia and South Africa. But the pitches here are pretty different, and spin has to have a good role in this if you want to win the tournament.
Is this an achievable target for Pakistan?
Yes. It's an achievable target because dew is going to play a major part. Remember, Pakistan chased on 350 against South Africa on this ground itself, and 320 is chaseable. I think New Zealand.
But we're already 22 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. So,
I think once dew just creeps in, the ball doesn't grip much, and there cannot be much of variation on these pitches. But I think if one of our star batsmen plays out 50 overs, I think we have a good chance.
Who do you bank on?
I think I don't know who is the second batsman who got out.
I don't know myself.
Because I think it was Babar and Rizwan who were batting.
Rizwan
has got out. I think then Babar has to play a crucial inning. Anyway, Babar Azam, if he performs,
Babar and Fakhr are playing as we speak.
Yeah, Fakhr has to play well. Any target above 270, 280, Fakhr's innings becomes extremely crucial. But we have seen in the past Pakistan doing well in Pakistan in one days. It has all been because of Babar Azam. Babar Azam is the key, the backbone of this team, and he has to fire, although he's playing out of position. But without Babar being in form, Pakistan cannot win the Champions Trophy.
What about Fakhr? We remember what happened. He got injured, he went and he returned. Is that the reason why he didn't open the match?
Yeah, there is a rule in the ICC books that there is a certain amount of time that you have to be on the field if you want to maintain your position as an opener, and he has certainly violated that. There was a 20 minutes scenario where Pakistan could have utilized that as the opener so that he could have come on one down. Certainly couldn't come as opener because he had already violated that time limit, but Pakistan was 3 minutes short. Had Saud Shakil got out 3 minutes later, one down batsman would have been Fakhar Zaman and it wouldn't have been Rizwan.
Same happened with New Zealand Rachin Ravinder as well.
Rachin Ravindra's issue is slightly different. He got hit on the head and he was not completely fit. But today we saw that he was carrying the drinks, so that means he is a good bet for the next game against India. And Rachin Ravindra could be a huge factor for New Zealand this tournament because he plays well on Asian pitches.
When it comes to New Zealand and Pakistan, both teams know each other very well. They have played an ODI series in 2022 and in 2023 and the recent try series as well. Tom Latham says this familiarity will help them on the pitch today. Has it helped them?
Certainly it has helped them. See, New Zealand players have been fancying their chances in Asia because they have been playing the IPL, they have been playing against Pakistan. So they have had good time in Asia and they have a fantastic team to win this tournament as well. I don't consider them as dark horses in this tournament. I think they might be one of the finalists, certainly. Because they have very good spinners, although Ferguson is not featuring in this tournament, he got injured, but they have a good bowling lineup and they have two very good players of spin as well. Kane Williamson is excellent, even Rachin Ravindra is very good, and Mitchell was one of the stars of 2023.
Bangladesh versus India, tomorrow's match. Who are you, putting your 2 cents on?
See, cricketing mind says certainly India. India has been lucky in inverted commas that they are going to play all their matches in Dubai. So they are a kind of host as well because they are the only team that will feature in one stadium. Against Bangladesh, see, some take this rivalry very, very lightly. I don't take it so. Overall, it is 32-8, 32 for India, 8 for Bangladesh. But after 2015, it has been 8-5. Bangladesh has won 5. And the most recent 5 matches, India has won 2, Bangladesh has won 3. So this is a little bit of rivalry that has been cropping up for some time now. And for the past few months, what has happened in political dynamics, I think this will give an extra bite to this series, to this match tomorrow. But I think with the mystery spinners that India has, although Bangladesh has good spinners as well, but overall with this mystery spinners that India has and with the likes of Shubman Gill, I think India has good chances against Bangladesh tomorrow.
Giant killers Afghanistan take on South Africa the day after tomorrow. Afghanistan, in my point of view, is a dark horse as far as this Champions Trophy is concerned. Will they, come up to their reputation?
See, many fancy Afghanistan in this tournament because what they have done recently in the T20 World Cup as well and in 2023 World Cup in India as well. But I think these pitches are slightly different, Pakistani pitches. They have those good spinners, those mystery spinners, but I think the problem with them is that these pitches are not going to support them as they were supporting in the World Cup in 2020, 2020 World Cup and 2023 World Cup in India. As far as South Africa is concerned, they are on a losing streak of 6 matches. But this is an eye wash for me because all their key players are now back together. That was one of the reasons why South Africa was losing. So with full strength South Africa side against Afghanistan, I think I will fancy South Africa to have this one.
All right, and then of course there's also England and Australia.
Australia, the Ashes rivalry.
Yes, of course. Let's see how that will play out. We have to go to a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, was in the US recently, wherein he met with Donald Trump, and there were a lot of exchanges that were detailed during the course of their discussion. One of those was in the defense realm. And in the defense realm, it was said by Donald Trump that India will be buying a certain number of F-35 stealth jets from the US in 2025. Now, this news has had different reactions within India, in the opposition, and in certain media, as well as in a Pentagon report as well. There are certain question marks that have emanated as far as the F-35 stealth jets reputation is concerned. Then of course there is also the Pakistan angle and this race for increasing the defense machinery, and we've had a statement by our Foreign Office spokesperson as well in this very regard. We'll be highlighting different aspects of that, and we've been joined by 2 guests for this segment as well. Let me introduce them to you one by one. In the studios, we've been joined by our dear former Ambassador Naela Chohan, who's also a very eminent foreign affairs analyst. Thank you very much, Naela Chohan, to have joined us. And we've also been joined by Fahad, Fahad Masood, who's an international security analyst. Fahad, thank you very much to have joined us as well. We'll begin with you, Naela Chohan. Trump says after meeting Narendra Modi in Washington last week that they are going to start selling F-35 stealth jets to India starting from this very year, that is 2025, and will eventually be providing these stealths that are being made by Lockheed Martin. The cost is around $80 million US. Also, the Indian government has said it does not intend to buy the plane, and India's foreign secretary told reporters last week that the US offer was at a proposal stage, adding that the acquisition process had not begun. My question is, with all the media hullabaloo that is going on in the Indian media, the pros and the cons that are being discussed in India, not in Pakistan, will it or will this deal not happen? Is India under pressure to maybe not accept this deal?
It's a very good question. We have to look at it in the context, because as you must have watched Mr. Trump's statement, and he is very concerned that the trade deficit is not acceptable to United States of America, because as yet the trade was in favor of India. Now, Mr. Trump emphasized that firstly, India has to buy American goods. So, this arms deal is also part of that, because American economy runs on defense industry. So, for them it's very important. Now,
and Trump is a businessman.
He is totally a businessman, and he was talking about reciprocal tariffs on it. But interestingly enough, at the visit, Mr. Modi did not say anything. It's very quiet. Probably he, with all his expectations of the visit, didn't expect it to go so bad, because it is well known that India's defense, India's defense basically has depended on Russian arms and technology.
They have been, buying arms from Russia since decades. There's nothing
Since
new.
Nehru's time.
Also from France, the Rafale.
Also from France, yes. So now it's like a death trap for them, because are they going to reorient their defense, mechanisms, systems?
Can that happen just like that in your point of view, or will it take time?
Exactly. So how will India wriggle out of it? Because when a head of state makes a commitment, it is expected that he will respect it. And I'm sure if Mr. Modi tries to wriggle out, Indians are very good at wriggling out of situations, but I don't think Trump is the kind of a person who will let him wriggle out. So there are quite a few things, if you study the visit, which have put India in a very tight situation. Just before the visit, a plane with 100 illegal immigrants handcuffed landed in Delhi, New Delhi. So that itself was an interesting message, a curtain raiser for the visit.
True.
And you can see that that sentiment followed through the visit. So I don't think Indians can celebrate Mr. Modi's achievements in United States of America.
But I'm sure the government must be under pressure to accept this deal because of their relationship with the US and how US has placed India on a pedestal in this very region against China.
And I'm not sure if India wants to be on that pedestal to be a bulwark against China.
Well, I don't know.
Because China is an important trading partner for India.
True. That is also.
And as yet, India had been playing the China card to benefit from the Western allies and friends and countries.
But now I feel,
now
they're in a quandary. This is what I see.
Exactly.
And let's see how they come out of that quandary. Fahad, Masood, thank you very much to have joined us. Fahad, I'd like to understand, there are certain reports regarding the F-35 stealth jets. I'd like to understand how true or not they are. The Hindu says the US has offered F-35 fighter jets, putting more pressure on India for defense deals. Then the Pentagon report is dated November the 21st, 2024, talks about the F-35 aircraft that is a combination of unreliable and flawed combat tests. It says, and I'm quoting it, F-35 performance was affected in 6-year combat trials. Concerns persist over maintenance delays, poor cannons and cyber defense capabilities. It sometimes falls immediately after takeoff and suffers from various technical problems during flight. And also serious malfunctions in its automated system sends an incorrect alert every hour, while the standard was set at 1 error after per 50 hours. Are there any technical glitches as far as the F-35 is concerned?
So thank you for your time. But this thing started back as a project in 1996 called the JSF, or the Joint Strike Fighter. Since then till date, the program has faced a lot of challenges. There are 3 specific variants, which is the F-35A, B, and C. All 3 have had their fair share of issues, and dating back from 2018 till now. 11 aircrafts have fallen victim to various errors. Pilot error, glitch in the software, some hardware issue, some connectivity issue. So there has always been downside of the F-35 instead of upping it anywhere across the world. And this does not happen only in the United States. It happens across the world in a lot of other air forces as well. The cost effect, as you mentioned correctly, is $80 million a piece. So that's not a very convenient price for a fighter aircraft. Yes, it has low observable stealth capability, sensor fusion, data fusion capability. Its HEMIX, or the HMD device on the helmets, are very high end, costing about $400,000 per helmet, which the pilots wear. So it's an expensive piece of equipment. That being said, it has been having or facing challenges technically as well. So it is not the best solution to a manned fighter program, because as Elon Musk had mentioned recently, that we are only making piloted fighter aircrafts so that pilots can be killed, whereas unmanned capability can do it better, more effective, and more efficiently. And it has been proven.
I'd like to stop you here if you don't mind, because you mentioned Elon Musk. And Elon Musk says, and that is what the Congress party is also using as leverage against the government as far as this deal is concerned. And, Elon Musk has described the F-35 as junk. And that is what the Congress says. If Elon Musk describes the F-35 as junk, then why is Narendra Modi hell-bent on buying it? That is what the Congress is saying. Also, the aircraft, a lot of people are saying, is expensive and has very high operational costs. Elon Musk also said, meanwhile, some idiots are still building manned fighter jets like the F-35, because he preferred having drones rather than F-35 jets. I'd like your take on that.
Yes, so drones are of various categories. There is a category which is known as UCAV, Unmanned Combat Aerial Vehicle, which includes the Loyal Wingman from the Tempest program in UK. It is something which is very, very useful for node operations, meaning thereby there is one manned aircraft and multiple loyal wingmen who are flying in cohorts with this one fighter aircraft, which controls it. And with the AI on board, it makes its valid choices, decisions, and makes the most of air combat or air to ground weapon delivery capability. The future is unmanned of military aviation as well as commercial aviation. There is no questions asked. It's only a matter of when, not if, that this thing is going to happen. And unmanned has its huge pluses in place as well. So long story short, we need to look at this in the context of the region, something that was being discussed before, that there has been, would India like to change the pivot from Russia to USA for its hardware or military component? This transition has already started. They have C-130 Juliets to the Chinooks to C-17s. Globemasters, which are American weapon systems and American aircrafts. The Teja has an American engine as well. So that is already in place slowly but surely. Can they do it full bore is a question that they need to answer.
A lot of questions that need to be answered when it comes to this deal. Naela Chohan Saiba, India is a long-standing customer of the US defense industry. We know last year also it acquired drones and other machinery from the US. But since the early 1990s, 70% of Indian Army weapons, 80% of its Air Force systems, 85% of its Navy platforms have been of Soviet origin. From 2016 to 2020, Russia accounted for nearly 49% of India's defense imports, while French and Israeli shares were 18% and 15% respectively. These are reports by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. I just want to say so that they don't say that I've made these numbers up. Now, last week, Russia also offered to produce its 5th generation Sukhoi Su-57 aircraft in India with locally sourced components, saying production could begin as early as this year if India agreed. Russia has never shied away from transferring technology. US has. What happens now? Because if India agrees to this US deal, there might not be a transfer of technology and just the equipment, and for that it could be a more expensive process for them to take the aircrafts every time to the US or have them maintained by their experts as well. What's your take as far as that is concerned? And will it irk Russia?
It definitely will irk Russia, but Mr. Bhatt, I would recommend that we look at it in a bigger context. If you recall, from the time of the Bandung conference, we were talking about non-aligned. India was, non-aligned. Even then, I would say it was multi-aligned because it exploited whatever it could. Wasn't really technically non-aligned, but they played on that. But now they were talking about strategic autonomy of Indian foreign policy. At this moment, after this visit, a lot of questions are arising on Indian strategic autonomy in their foreign policy. If they take Russian Sukhoi aircraft technology, how will the Americans react to it? And if they take American jets, J-35, how would Russians? So now that sitting on the fence game is, I think, almost over. India has now to decide which way it's going to be, and whichever way it goes, there's a price to pay.
There is a price to pay. Fahad, last question to you. I'd like a very, very short answer because we're short of time. The defense paradigm in this region, will it change for the worst or for the better if India acquires this technology?
The defense mechanism within within Pakistan has already foresighted this scenario where India acquires something like a 5 or a 6th gen aircraft. The Air Force is already working on various projects like the Khan from China and the J-31 from China as well. So solutions are already there in place. If not in place, then on the way. The J-10, if you look at it, it's a 4.5 gen aircraft with longer stick capability, BVR, beyond visual range missile technology, which is outfiring the Rafale till now. But yes, technologies continue to evolve. The Air Force has to work in the same domain and make sure that things work out for the best in the long run, especially, and the short run in general. So paradigms will switch, but the Air Forces are ready on our side as well.
Thank you very much, Fahad Masood, international security analyst, to have joined us, and of course, Ambassador Naela Chohan Sahaba to have joined us in the studios as well. This brings us to the end of this segment, but of course, we have a very special tete-a-tete lined up for you. Federico Silva, who is the Portuguese ambassador, came to PTV World today, along with Teresa Nicolau, who is a Portuguese journalist, and we had the opportunity to talk to them during their visit to PTV World. Our fellow anchor person, Jawate Hami, was there to ask them certain questions. Let's take you there.
Hello and welcome to this special segment at PTV World. I'm Jawad Tehami and we are really honored and privileged to be joined by a wonderful guest. He's none other than His Excellency, the Ambassador of Portugal to Pakistan, Mr. Frederico Silva. Mr. Silva, thank you very much for your time for being with us on this special segment for PTV World. Firstly, how long you've been posted here in Pakistan and how have you found Pakistan as overall as a country, and what's the best thing, one best thing that you would like to share with our viewers that you found the best here in Pakistan?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. Good morning to everybody. Well, I just completed my second year in Islamabad, but not only in Islamabad. I think my best memories, I have a lot of good memories in Islamabad, but all the trips that I did, that I was lucky enough to do inside this fantastic and so big and diverse country, were very rewarding. I think Pakistan indeed is one of the birthplaces of mankind, and you can feel it watching the crossroad of civilizations, peoples, and the ways of living that you can find in several different places of this country. So it has been quite intense, it has been quite rewarding, and my summary of all it, that Pakistan definitely, it's worth a visit. It's a fantastic country.
It's a fantastic country. Wonderful to listen to such kind and lovely words from you. You've been here today exclusively taking time out from your very busy schedule to come over here at PTV Center, had a detailed visit over here. How was this particular visit? What's the most intriguing thing that you found over here at PTV?
I think this visit is my first visit to PTV, and indeed it has been a big surprise, because you can feel in every corner of this building, of this structure, the history of Pakistan. Not only in the historical part of the pictures of the museum, but history is like being cultivated every moment and every day in the work of so many people, documenting what is indeed important and relevant for the Pakistani audience in internal and international levels. So it has been really very positive. I would say that this visit showed to me how professional, how well-equipped, how prepared is this house to assist the population in a very noble task, being well and fruitfully informed.
Okay, Mr. Ambassador Excellency, when we talk about your embassy's work over here, how it has historically collaborated with the concerned departments over here in Pakistan in order to find different avenues, in order to enhance those cultural exchanges, people-to-people contacts between Pakistan and your worthy country, Portugal.
Very well. You know that Portugal was one of the first countries in the world to recognize Pakistan as an independent country. And we are celebrating this year, 2025, 75 years of diplomatic relations. So it's a long history with a lot of episodes. On my period, and that's where I'm trying to put as more focus as possible, is indeed to build more bridge between the people-to-people connection. And culture, communication, education, universities is a very important field for this kind of purpose. To be quite specific, today I'm here also because I'm in the company of a very famous Portuguese TV journalist and also an author herself, Teresa Nicolau, that came here to Pakistan to be participating in a lot of events in Lahore and Islamabad. But one of the most important events is happening today because she's meeting here colleagues, she's exchanging ideas, and at the official level. Of course, the Embassy of Portugal in Islamabad will be very happy in connection with the government of Pakistan, the Ministry for Information and the relevant stakeholders, to start building an understanding, an agreement between the TVs or between the social communication platforms in both countries.
Mr. Ambassador Excellency, thank you very much for taking time out exclusively for this special segment of PTV World. We really appreciate that. We are also lucky to have got another very special guest all the way from Portugal. She's associated with the Portuguese state broadcaster, Ms. Teresa Nicolau. Ms. Nicolau, thank you very much for your time, for being with us on this special segment of PTV World. So since how long you've been here visiting Pakistan, what your experiences had been as a journalist, what have you found special here in Pakistan?
So I'm lucky to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm just here for, I don't know, 24 hours. So it's kind of now the thing that more amazed me is the people and the honesty and the way that I am being welcomed here to this country. And of course, the food is great also. And I'm looking forward to know a little bit more of this great, this country. And the city is amazing. It is. Your television station, it is amazing also. But the thing that is most close to my heart is the people, yes.
Okay, so when specifically talking about your work experience back there in Portugal, today you had a very comprehensive and a detailed visit here at the state broadcaster at PTV. You went to various sections. What are the major common things? What are the convergent points between how does PTV operate and how does the Portuguese state broadcaster operate?
So the main thing for us, I think, the journalist that works at public stations, TVs, is the objective note, the objective of the information and the clear information for everybody. And taking care of the diversity, and I know that this is a huge and big country. In Portugal, we are a small country, but we have a lot of diversity in terms of culture, and that's so important. That's a big mission for state TVs in all over the world, and I think you have it too.
Okay, so when we specifically talk about this is the age of digital media, which form of media is the most popular in Portugal?
I think TV is still the main the main media, but it's changing, of course, all over the world. So we have to be connected with the digital media also, and that's what I think the Portuguese TV is doing right now. It's opening channels in a digital way also, in the digital media. And I think it's very important to be connected with the young generations.
Okay, so since you're visiting as a foreign journalist here in Pakistan, are there any sort of opportunities on the similar lines for the Pakistani media workers and journalists to go over there in Portugal and explore it?
I hope so. It's not for me to decide it, but I think it would be a great experience because Portuguese, as Mr. Ambassador was talking about, Portuguese has that way of receiving also, but we left Europe 100 years ago, so there's a very easy way to speak and to communicate with everybody. So if you go, welcome. We will welcome you in Portugal, of course.
Mr. Nicolau, thank you very much for taking time out exclusively for PTV World. We really appreciate that. Ms. Teresa Nicolau, she's associate with the state broadcaster of Portugal, and she's currently visiting Pakistan, and she has had a wonderful experience so far in her initial 24 hours.
You just heard this exclusive conversation with the ambassador of Portugal to Pakistan, Frederico Silva, as well as the Portuguese journalist Teresa Nicolau, talking to us at PTV World. And of course, we look forward to more collaborations between Portugal and Pakistan, maybe in the realm of media as well. With that, we come to an end of today's newsroom. We'll see you inshallah tomorrow with new stories and segments that pertain to us, you and Pakistan. Stay tuned. Allah Hafiz.